Hey everyone, and welcome back. And now we have very amazing topics. Professor Orange will tell us more about it.
So originally we were planning on doing a box break, but we'll do that on next episode. Keep people on their toes.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll do it.
We'll do one tomorrow where we'll explain the game and we'll do a box break and compare fake cards. But today I thought, let's talk about the graded cards. Let's talk about grading and how grading works. How can you grade? What is the benefits? What's the purpose of grading in general? Because when you tell people, let's grade some cards, I've got this graded 10 PSA, 10 CGC, 10 Charizard. I don't necessarily understand what graded cards really are. So that's what I've mainly thought.
Nice. And there's many grading companies.
Yes. So there's quite a few around the world. The big three are PSA, Beckett, BGS, and CGC.
So Beckett will be the first one?
So each company has found its specific niche in the grading world. There's not really what is the best or what is the worst grading company.
For you, what you prefer?
So my personal preference is Beckett, but that's because I know Beckett is super high precision when it comes to grading, and I can really trust their word.
And even it's nice looking.
The slabs look beautiful.
If it's 10, it will be golden color. If it's less, it will be
pristine Beckett, black label Beckett. Oh, beautiful. In terms of quality, I personally prefer Beckett because I know they're strict, and Beckett cards with high-end collectors tend to fetch a higher price because everyone trusts Beckett a lot, especially in high-end collectors.
And it's difficult to get it 10.
10, exactly.
Because they are very careful.
100%.
Yes.
However, the majority, which generally tends to be the population that matters the most, prefer PSA.
PSA,
PSA is
everyone, they ask me the events we need the PSA.
We need PSA cards. I need PSA cards. I need PSA slab. Even though PSA generally, they'll make something a 10, but it might not be a pristine 10. PSA is the majority, right? So a lot of the people, prefer PSA. They always want PSA.
Exactly.
Right?
Even the events, everyone, they ask me, we need PSA. But as you said, Beckett, it's amazing.
Yeah, Beckett is high quality. PSA has more demand. If I had the same Charizard, in Beckett 10 and PSA 10, I am more likely to be able to sell it if it's a PSA 10 rather than a Beckett 10. A high-end collector, someone who really knows what they're talking about, will know that the Beckett 10 is higher likely to be better in quality and better in grading because it's Beckett. But the general public majority will go I want PSA 10 because everyone knows what PSA 10 is.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly.
And then there's CGC. So CGC has found a niche with just people who want to grade a lot of cards, right? With bulk grading, a ridiculous amount of cards or errors. If you get a misprint or a miscut or a sideways card or a follow ship.
Very high prices.
Exactly.
Why it's expensive? The error sense and misprinting.
It's rare. Okay. It's very hard to find. Pokemon doesn't make mistake often.
I know the vintage one, they have more mistakes than the new one.
No, actually, funnily enough, the newer ones have more mistakes than vintage.
Really?
Yes, because newer cards, again, we go back to the Logan Paul boom. They started printing like crazy, a ridiculous amount of cards. And the more you print, the more likely you are to make mistakes. Vintage errors go for a lot because when it comes to vintage errors, we've got two types of errors. You've got the errors where it's actually the card, where it's miscut, or they on the printing press only half the card was cut.
Yeah.
And half the card is one card, half the card is another.
And I saw one from the back, two cards together.
Yes, exactly. Right. So mistakes like that, or you even go down to the errors where it's the art that they gave to the printing press was wrong. So it's supposed to be a fire symbol, but it's a fighting symbol. Right. So CGC is more of a specialist in errors, in bulk grading, and just general grading.
Okay.
Right. And now they've started to grow more in terms of high-end grading as well. Quite a lot of people, because of their presence, have started to grade with CGC. Okay. Especially in the Middle East now, we have a CGC representative and we have a PSA representative.
I saw that,
Yes. So PSA and CGC are both already have representatives, and I believe they're going to open offices here soon as well. So we're going to have a Middle Eastern presence with both PSA and CGC.
I have a lot of cards waiting to be graded.
But not Beckett. Not yet. There is also other companies AGS, what's it called? PCG, and lately the brand new one, Mega Grading, who you'll have a conversation with Abdullah.
Yeah, Abdullah.
About Mega is now a Middle Eastern grading company where you can get your cards graded right here in Dubai. Right?
Exactly.
Now, it's not
taking less than 1 week.
Less than a week. Well, officially 2 weeks, but sometimes it's faster.
Yeah.
But the fact is you can just get something graded quickly just for the sake of getting it graded, getting it protected, getting it sleep.
Exactly.
It's not as famous, obviously. You can't ask the same price of a PSA 10 as a
Of
Mega
course.
10, right?
So when we are going to grade, for example, the PSA card,
Yes.
how much it cost?
It's
Without cheating. Like,
different
in their
prices.
websites.
It's all different prices. It depends on the card. They might take a fee if it's a really expensive card. PSA
really?
generally does. Yes, if it's a really
For example,
high-end
if I
card,
said for them Charizard first edition, will be different price, for example, than
correct.
for example,
There is a grading fee, and then there is a additional fee if it's a really expensive card.
it's
They
like
take a cut.
percentage or
Yes, so percentage.
Really?
Yes.
For example, I sent Charizard first edition, for
Yes.
example. How much the price would be if I need to be graded?
Depends on which tier you go with. Now, again, I don't have their exact pricing scheme memorized, but
Yeah, that's fine.
you
we
go
need
to their
know
website.
the range.
Yeah, you go on their website. They have a specific price. You first have to pay for the grading fee, then you have to pay for the shipping, and you have to pick what speed you want it. Are you okay waiting, 3-4 weeks? Are you okay you want it in 5 days? There's express, there's VIP, obviously. There's the more you pay, the faster it gets done. And then on top of that, it's like depends on the grade of the card. Once it comes out, if it is high-end card, you do have to pay a fee.
Okay.
Every company has different rates. Over here, there's now a lot of representatives. Like, for example, one store is Legends Own the Game, which is PSA grading. And if I recall, last I checked, it was 100 dirhams. Pay 100 and you get your card graded with PSA.
Ah, really?
And
With the
they
shipping
cover-
and everything.
with the shipping and everything.
Ah, nice.
And they get it graded. Obviously, again, if it's an expensive card, they're going to take that fee, but they'll take care of that. Downside is you have to wait upwards of 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes a month or 2 months, depending on how much workload PSA has.
Okay.
Like during COVID, some people had to wait 6 months for their cards to get graded.
It's too much.
Exactly. That's why like having a local company like Mega here is quite beneficial, because you can, even if it is the simple sake of like getting your cards protected in a slab.
But Jan, I think it's the price for, just to keep it safe.
It's 35 dirhams.
Yeah.
35 dirhams. Like,
Yeah.
but I made this joke today. I spent more on KFC. Right? Just to get your card, like your valuable cards protected, it's worth it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And even like to showcase them in a graded slab on your desk at your office, on the wall, like it all looks really cool.
Now, for example, if I give you one card,
Yeah.
you will know like which grade will be.
Absolutely. Every company has its own grading metrics and their own grading strategy. I personally am not a massive expert in card grading, but if you come to our Friday meetups, I can point you to people who do grading for a living and will be able to tell you somewhat to a measure of success what grade the card could be.
Oh,
Right? They usually give you 7, 8 or 8, 9 or 9.
After
10.
2 days, we are going to invite like special guests.
Yes. So they will be able to tell you, okay, this is your
Yeah.
grade, an 8 or 9.
We'll talk more about the grading cards.
Because when it comes to a graded card, it is not only like what you see with your naked eye. The companies, they have microscopes, they have AI, they have
Exactly.
cameras, and they look at many things like surface. They look at scratches that you cannot see. They look at the edges. They look at presses, or maybe someone inked the card. They go down to such a minute details on the card, and then they give you a grade based off that.
Okay.
And one bad thing could bring your grade down by a whole digit. Right?
Okay, I got it.
One scratch or one thing in a catalog.
One time I was going like to sell one card. It's like square 7. So the one who's going to buy it, he just looking, why it's 7? It's look very clear.
Yeah.
He say like looking, it's very clear. I didn't see any scratch. I told them no, they are using like microscopes.
Yeah.
They're using many things just to see it.
Exactly. It could just be something you can't see, or it could be like a defect or like a bend somewhere that's not super visible.
Exactly.
Right? Or like maybe the card was like split and then put back together and you can't really see that, but they will be able to see.
Nice. So do you remember the first card you buy, the graded card?
First graded card I purchased? No, I traded for. I did not purchase. I traded bulk for a Rayquaza from 2005 Gym Leader Challenge. Or a Gym Challenge, sorry. It was a Gym Challenge promo Rayquaza in the sky. It was like a half heart, yeah. For PSA 9. That was the first card I traded for, and I gave it away. And then I gave it away. Oh wait, no, actually, no. I completely forgot. That's so unfair to him. My first graded card was a gift from Dubsy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gave me a PSA 9 War Turtle as a gift for teaching him how to play the game.
Of course, now we have like that. Of course, he will give it to you.
Yeah. No. I would not accept such a gift.
It's I am millionaire.
He
this
gave me a
1,000
PSA 9.
dirham card. You can take it.
He gave me a PSA 9 War Turtle graded from PSA. And even that one I gave as well.
So the question is you before the listed or after the
It
listed?
was before. It was in 2017 or 18.
Okay.
Yeah. No, 17, 16. Month.
So what's the...
That was literally the first graded card I've ever received. So that was the first one. The second one was the Rayquaza. That one I traded for.
But now it's too expensive.
The Rayquaza? I gave it away. I don't know. I didn't check the price. It was somewhat. I think at the time when I gave it away, it was like $900, $1,000. We had a tournament. We had an event, a pack battle, where everyone opens a pack, and basically the highest pulls get the best prizes.
Nice.
And funnily enough, my Rayquaza was the second place prize. The first place prize was a base set unlimited blister pack, sealed blister pack,
okay.
donated by Dubsy. He gave it away as a first place prize.
Nice.
And that was someone managed to open a booster pack of Silver Tempest and pulled the two most expensive cards you could pull in the set in the same pack. Pulled the Alt-Art Rayquaza, the Training Gallery Rayquaza, and the what's it called, Lugia V Alt-Art in the same booster pack. And I might have doubted him had he not opened the pack next to the Dubsy. So we had like 86 people come down to all open packs at the same time. You know, it was like 3, 2, 1, open! And then 86 people opened the booster pack at the same time. We were screaming here. And then we gave away the prizes. One of the kids won the Rayquaza, and when I gave it to him, you won second place. It was
so. What's the best card, the graded card you will never set?
So see, for me,
from your collection.
For me, I am not really a collector of graded cards. I am a collector of cards.
Okay.
So I have a binder, a booklet with all my cards in it. And I personally am a big fan of Sylveon and Eevee.
Sylveon, yeah.
So I have my Sylveons. I will never trade those. I'll never sell them, God forbid, unless an emergency happens, which I hope doesn't happen. Right? But my Sylveons, I would never trade. I tell people, my binder opens like this in two ways. I'm like, this side is for trade, this side is not for trade. Anything that ends in an Eon is not for trade.
Sylveon,
Flareon, Vaporeon, Jolteon. If it ends in an Eon, it's not for trade.
So Eevee brothers.
Yeah, Eevee, exactly, evolutions. And you have all the evolutions. I once got one pack as a gift from Evolving Skies, and I pulled the Alt-Art Sylveon VMAX. Okay. And you know, that's like one of the cards I will never sell.
Nice.
Cards that I got as gifts. You know, I got the Japanese Sylveon GX as a gift. I got a Japanese Sylveon VMAX as a gift. And all of these are cards I would never sell. So yeah, that's the cards I would never sell. Stuff I got as a gift. Stuff I got as a present that has personal meaning to me.
So it's not the graded cards, but the normal cards.
Yes, normal cards. Again, the range of them, $100. You know, you've got $200 cards.
Okay.
You know, they're not beyond like 10K, 20K, stuff like that.
It's not like what we have.
It's not like what we have here.
We have here like more than 200,000.
Yes, exactly.
It's like we have
X amount of
brand new cards.
X amount of money. But yes.
So let's talk
it's
more.
Cards that mean something to me, not financially. The cards that I don't trade and sell are cards that have some personal meaning to me.
Yeah.
And for most people, that is the case.
Yeah, even like for me, I have some nice memories. Like when I was in the school.
Yeah.
I have these like the old vintage like Squirtle, War Turtle, Blastoise. These cards, like I have the collection, like the 151 Pokémon, the vintage one. So I don't want to sell it.
Exactly.
Like I have good memories.
Even if someone goes like, I give you $1 million, you will stop and say, and you're not thinking about the million, you're thinking about the card.
I will sell.
Okay, for $1 million, fine.
Of course.
If someone goes like, I'll buy all the Silveons for $1 billion, I'm like,
no set. You'll buy another.
I will think about the cards. They have personal meaning. But yeah.
No, it's nice. No, it was like a small joke. Okay, so we have here a collection of graded cards.
Correct, yes.
So, yeah, tell us a little more.
Show you what's here.
You will surprise the prices.
No, mainly I brought them here to just showcase like what a graded card actually looks like.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a card in a plastic slab. I'll hit it on the table, but you know, you don't want to damage it.
No, don't damage it. How much cost this card?
They're all a different range of prices.
Yeah.
I obviously did not check the first three. I only checked the last two.
Yeah.
Because the last two were a little special.
Yeah.
So I do not know their exact value, but feel free to search at home. Because we did give them the tools, TCG Fish.
Okay.
You know, they can go to TCG Fish and they can search what
of course.
What these cards are valued.
Now
today.
we are going to show you the cards, and even you will see the prices for the cards in the official TCG
TCG Fish,
Yeah.
yes. So
You'll
when it
see
comes to
the-
graded cards, price charting or TCG Fish. But what I brought the cards here is just to show you what a graded card is, what details on it are, and why a graded card may be graded a specific way.
Yeah.
So the reason I brought these cards here today is not primarily to talk about the price, but it's to guide and introduce you what graded cards look like. These are PSA slabs, so they're very famous. People already understand what a PSA slab looks like. But to tell you what the different details on a PSA slab are and why they may have gotten the grade that PSA gave them. Now in this case, the first card that we have to show you is the 2019 Pokemon Sun and Moon. So Sun and Moon is the expansion, is the block, the era of Pokemon that this card was printed in. It's a full art Cynthia and Caitlin, that's the name over here, from Cosmic Eclipse. That is a specific expansion in Sun and Moon. So that is akin to expansions in Fortnite when they come up with a new patch.
Okay.
Every expansion, every time Cosmic Eclipse, Unbroken Bonds, Unified Mind is a new patch or to introduce new cards to the game. Sun and Moon is the overarching expansion title, right? Is the world that the region they are in. Right. For example, Sun and Moon is based in Alola, so it's always like Alolan themed.
Yes.
So this one is Pokemon Sun and Moon Cosmic Cynthia and Caitlin from Cosmic Eclipse. It graded a PSA 8. It is near mint to mint, and this is the collection number 228, and you can always see the collection number on the bottom left of the card. And this one got a PSA 8 primarily because it has a little bit of corner damage over here. Very tiny. You're not going to be able to see this on camera. And then on the back, if I can switch it around, you can see a tiny bit of whitening over here, tiny bit of whitening, and one scratch over there, and a couple of scratches from being slid around on the table. Which is why
if you look carefully on it, you will see
carefully. You will see.
Otherwise, you will not see anything.
And which is why when people do get their cards, they immediately at events we say put it in a sleeve, put it in your binder, keep it safe, keep it protected. Don't slide it around on the table. Don't put it in your pocket. Don't put it in your wallet.
If you will get it,
because a card, if it's near mint, obviously it's going to be worth a bit more.
Nice. And show them the barcode where they can make it for.
So if you do scan this barcode, you can see scan this QR code. You can see more details about this card on the PSA website and get a little bit more information. Maybe see the picture, maybe see the high resolution details of the card. Again, PSA. When we asked how much is worth, how much does a PSA cost? It all depends on what you pay for. High-res scanning is also a feature that they sometimes have to pay for.
Okay.
They don't always do it. So not all the cards might have that as a QR code. The second card we do have for you here today is a PSA 9 RCSV figure collection promo. So this one did not come in an expansion. This one came in a box. This, you go to the shelf, you go to the supermarket or, Virgin Megastore or GK.
Okay.
And you pick it up off the shelf. As the card, it's right there. There's no randomization.
Oh, yeah. I saw it's like it's coming in the front.
Yes.
You will know it.
It's in a cardboard box.
This type of card, it's expensive?
So generally, when it comes to promos, no. Not current ones, unless
because it's not
high.
like rare.
You can't pull it. There's a high supply of them because they were massively printed, and everyone is guaranteed to get it if they just buy the product.
So promo cards available everywhere.
Yes, depend. Again, I can get into detail, but I don't want to complicate it.
Okay.
Some promos are expensive. Some are not.
Because maybe they stopped.
Maybe there wasn't that many printed. Maybe it's for a specific reason they printed a promotional card. Like for example, the World Championship promos are expensive.
Okay.
The top 4 championship promos are some of the most expensive cards.
Okay.
But they're promotional cards. Pikachu Illustrator was a promotional card, right? Not a booster pack card. But nowadays, if you are getting it in a box, high odds, not expensive. Eventually, maybe, not today. Right? So this one, it came in the figure collection for RCSV. It's 2022. Pokemon SW6.
How much it costs like this card?
Sword and Shield. It shouldn't be much. Like the card itself. The box, I believe, on retail was $229.
Okay.
To just buy the box. But the box also comes with the figure. RCSV figure. It also comes with the booster packs. I believe 4 booster packs or 5 booster packs. The promo card and a code card.
Okay.
So even in the booster packs, you may get something expensive.
Oh, nice. So for this one, grade card, for example, it costs like how much maybe?
Probably not much at the moment. A PSA 9 would probably be for about $30-$40.
Oh, okay.
Again, PSA rating prices, I can check for you. But how about you guys check this for us?
Yeah, of course.
We can go online on TCG Fish, it's an app, or price charting, and check RCSV figure collection promo number 204, which is a worth. You can check this, very easily available on TCG Fish, and you can check exactly how much it's worth, how much was it worth yesterday, how much was it worth a year ago, and how much is it going to be worth? No, you can't check that. It doesn't see the future. I'm joking. But yeah, this one specifically got a PSA 9 primarily due to a small little dot over here of whitening, one very small dot, and also because of its centering. It's slightly off center, ever so slightly, right? So they gave it a grade of 9, not a gem mint 10. However, the next card, this Pidgeot EX from Evolutions, XY Evolutions, came out as a gem mint 10. Yes, correct. It's from Evolutions 2016. Came out in the XY era. And this one came in the Evolutions booster box. Now, Evolutions became a very famous thing during the COVID boom. Everyone wanted Evolutions.
Yeah.
Booster boxes were sold for $3,000.
I think because they have like Charizard, the vintage Charizard.
Yes.
They reprinted.
Exactly.
New card.
Evolutions was more available than base set when base set was booming. Okay. So a lot of people started buying Evolutions, which is really funny because I do have a story about Evolutions. Where back when I used to work at a store in 2019, we used to do buy one, get one free promotional deals on Evolutions. So you spend 400 dirhams and you get 2 booster boxes of Evolutions just to get it off the shelf. Because they were covered in dust. Like every time I gave someone a booster box of Evolutions, it was like I had to get the dust off of it.
Now it's too expensive.
Then the post-COVID, it was $5,000 for a booster box. Ridiculous. But yes, this one is a 2016 Pokemon XY Pidgeot EX from Evolutions, and it got a gem mint 10. And this card is about as close to perfect as you can get. There is not a single thing wrong with the card. It is perfectly centered. There's no scratches. There's no white dot. It was printed perfectly. Nothing happened in the printing press, and it got a PSA 10. Again, not as expensive because it's not Charizard.
Okay.
If it was Charizard, we'd be having a different conversation.
Yeah, Charizard, I think 10, it will be like cost maybe 1,000 dirham.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. But Evolutions?
But I think, look, after 10 years, what I think, that Charizard 10, the 2016, maybe it will be more than 3,000-4,000 dirham.
Of course, we'll see. We'll see how time goes. When it comes to the price market,
I think this is start saving it now.
Inshallah. When it comes to the price markets, it always like shifts, based off of supply and demand.
Maybe today
down, tomorrow up, then down and up. It all depends on what's happening in the world, right? But then the next card, someone, I will not say how much they bought it for.
No, don't say.
Because I don't want to embarrass. But this card, apparently they found it at Swap Meet, which is hilarious because the next card was also found at Swap Meet.
Yeah.
So this card was gotten. It's a gem mint Charizard Holo. Already we have Charizard in the name. It's a Japanese first edition from Mysterious Mountains, right? And it's number 89. This card, what did we check? How much was it? Was it 30,000?
Yeah, it's like 31,000.
31,000 dirhams, give or take, for PSA 10, based off of the data we found on TCG Fish. And they found it for
don't say
a somewhat low price.
Low price.
I'll give you the price we found on the next one at.
Yeah.
But this one just happened to find out today that it's worth 31,000 dirhams.
You know what happened when I purchased it?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I meet you.
Yeah.
Then I kept it in my car. I kept it in my car for 1 week.
Yeah.
Okay, until we meet now. Even for me, I didn't carry it. I didn't look at it. I thought it's a good deal. It's normal deal, for this card.
Yeah.
But when I come today, he starts me in the TCG Fish, and I shocked it. It's like 31,000.
But yeah, a little bit of a PSA here, not the company, the public service announcement. Don't keep your cards in the car.
I keep it in the car.
In Dubai?
This one, it's more expensive.
In the Middle East, do not keep your cards in the car. The sun will
will
destroy them.
It will melt.
No, not only that, the UV from the sun will destroy the color.
Really?
Yes, the color will fade, and then the card is considered damaged.
Okay.
The sun is both dangerous to the color, the heat is dangerous to the foil, and the plastic. Then your cards will warp. There's something called warping or pringling. Like Pringles, when the Pringles is bent.
Yeah.
That's what happens to the cards when there's heat or humidity.
For me, I don't know that. I just kept it to see it.
Me, like when I go to somewhere and I have my entire collection with me.
I thought it's normal card.
When I have my entire collection with me, I have to, I carry it everywhere with me. It's like 3 bags. I go into the mall. I can't go with the 3 bags. I come back to my car with the 3 bags. I never leave them in my car because they get damaged.
So I think I'll buy like a suitcase especially for this card.
Yeah. Fun fact, Dragon Mart, makeup bags perfectly fit decks and cards.
Really?
Yes. And it's 3 separate bags and there's drawers as well.
Ah.
And it's perfect. It's made for makeup.
I
but
think I'm going to...
perfect for TCG and it's a suitcase.
Yeah.
And finally, the last one. This was an amazing find. It is a PSA 10 Gem Mint Full Art Lily from GX Battle Boost of Sun and Moon. It's in Japanese. Now, this card has a really fun story. This card used to belong to one of my players that used to play at the store, Battlezone. He's a great guy, Sultan.
Ah, okay.
And then he gave it to someone to sell it at Swap Meet. Now, the owner of this card went to Swap Meet and saw this card for sale. And he was like, how much is it? And they were like, oh, it's 2,000 dirhams. And he was like, 2,000? Okay, sure. Sure. But then he went and checked the price of the card, the actual card. He realized the price of the card was much more than that. Much more than 2,000 dirhams.
Really? How much it was?
I believe the raw card was around 10,000 dirhams.
This one?
Yes.
And you purchased it 2,000?
So he didn't purchase it yet. What he did was tell them, which is what is nice about the community, is that they tell. They go like, hey, listen, I know you're selling it for 2,000, but listen, this card's worth a lot more. Don't make this mistake. It's know your value, right? They guide, they teach. So he did that. And then the guy that was selling it called Sultan and was like, hey, listen, this card's worth a lot more. And Sultan was like, oh, that's fine. No problem. Just sell it. It's fine. 2,000? Yeah, sure. Go for it. Sultan is an amazing guy.
Can I see the card?
Yeah, of course. It's a PSA 10 Lily.
Ah, yeah.
So then the guy bought it. So we sent it to PSA and came back at 10. And the PSA 10 version of this is worth, give or take, $15,000.
So you graded it?
Yes, we graded it ourselves. So we bought the card raw, then we sent it to PSA. I did not expect a 10, and came up back as a 10. And a 10 version, $15,000. Give or take $40,000.
So this one, it cost how much now?
Now it's around $15,000.
$15,000.
Yes.
Like 50,000.
Extremely rare. Yes.
Okay.
Extremely hard to find.
So when you said it for
English version,
PSA?
the English version, not as expensive. The Japanese version is ridiculously priced. English version, you can find the raw of this for $300.
So Japanese, it's more expensive than...
For this card specifically, yes, I do not know. Don't ask me. I don't know. Because apparently the card, actually it might have something to do with the fact that the set this from in English was ultra present.
But you know what I think? Japanese, they have a nice design for the cards. Because as you can see here.
Yeah, the back is different.
Yeah. And I think the writings, the pictures itself, or it will be the same?
The writing, the text obviously will be in English. The art will generally be in English. For example, this card, the only difference between English and Japanese is the set number at the bottom and the text is going to be in English.
But I think for the vintage cards, here it will be some difference.
It will be English. That's it.
Not only English. I think it's some changes.
No?
I have
those are different cards.
Huh?
Those are different cards. So when they reprint them in English, I'll put this carefully down.
Yeah, you should keep it carefully.
Carefully now. When they reprint them,
I was keeping
but yeah, for example, this Lily, the same card, identical in Japanese and in English, right? The only difference would be the text, right? And how you got it. The reason it might be so expensive in Japanese versus English is because Japan is a much smaller country than the countries that speak English, right? So Pokemon prints a lot more in English than they do print in Japanese. So the sheer quantity of the Japanese lilies that might be in existence is going to be lower than the number of quantity of Japanese English lilies that are in existence.
Okay.
And at the same time, Lily as a character is a fan favorite, one of the main characters of Sun and Moon, and your guide in the game.
But one small question: they're the same company.
Yes.
But they're not
the same company.
But they're not telling them.
They're not the same company.
Huh?
They're not the same company.
Like the Japan one.
So in Japan, it's called the Pokemon Company. In the US, it's called the Pokemon Company International.
Okay.
Yes. So TPCI and TPC are two separate entities.
Okay.
TPCI is owned by TPC, but they are operating separately.
Okay.
And there are some parts Japan even gets, the TPC market gets, that TPCI market does not.
So they can do whatever they want. They want to plan.
TPCI cannot do whatever it wants. TPC can. Well, TPC also has to listen. So a lot of people get this confused. They don't know the details of it. The Pokemon Company is not owned by Nintendo alone. So they say Nintendo, Pokemon is Nintendo, right? And Pokemon is not Nintendo.
I think they are buying only the game itself.
No, Nintendo is a partner. They have part ownership
For the
So-
video game.
for the whole franchise.
For the whole.
Yes. So Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures Incorporated.
Okay.
So these are three separate companies that own the Pokemon
that
branch.
we know it.
Yes. So three separate companies. It's a joint ownership
Okay.
between the three separate companies. So when you get to the top.